My name is Tom Bosman, Campus Director of the University of Redlands San Diego campus, and it is with great pleasure to now introduce your 2014 commencement speaker for the University School of Business, Kevin Barcelona.
To all the faculty and staff, family members, friends, fellow graduates, those viewing this ceremony online, future YouTube viewers and DVD owners, good afternoon. My name is Kevin Barcelona, honored son of Henry and Rebecca, proud oldest brother to Kenneth and Kyle, and a soon-to-be graduate from the University of Redlands, earning my master's degree in business administration.
Redlands!
I'm truly blessed and privileged to be your commencement speaker this afternoon to share a life-changing experience I had here as a graduate student. Before applying to the University of Redlands, I was at a point in my life with little to no direction. I've been working full-time for 3 years. I was making ends meet, but I simply wanted something more with my life. Something that would make me feel challenged and bring purpose back into my life. A work fair introduced me to the University of Redlands MBA program. And along with the constant nagging of my mother, I decided to go back to school. When I enrolled into Redlands, one of my goals was to take advantage of the study abroad program. Thanks to my student loans, that dream came true, and I embarked on a 2-week trip to visit Austria and Italy. There are several stories from this once-in-a-lifetime experience I could share with all of you, but there's one in particular that stood out for me. I remember the day vividly, September 11th, 2013. Exactly 12 years from that tragic day that shook the world. This day would not only be a day of remembrance for the brave that had fallen, but would be a turning point in my own life. It was a travel and tourist day for our group where we had a stop at the Baroque Benedictine Abbey in the city of Milk. That one stop would end up being the highlight of my trip. That one stop I will never forget. That one stop that brought perspective back into my life. Shortly after arriving into the small town of Milk, our group departed on a tour of the Abbey. As a born and raised Catholic, it was inspiring to see pieces of history just come to life, gazing at the bones of saints and clothing worn by the Pope, things you learned about from your youth, but everything was right there at your fingertips. As our tour came to a conclusion, we were led down a windy staircase that brought us into the church. As I took my last step off the stairwell and stared into the church, I literally felt the wind get taken out of me. The church looked to be the length of a football field and appeared to be 100 feet high, but everything from top to bottom was made out of gold. A truly breathtaking ambiance, magnetic architecture, and captivating statues that you can only imagine on Hollywood sets, the Travel Channel, or in your history books. But here it was, right in front of me. As I walked closer and closer to the golden crucifix, my legs began to feel weak, so I sat down into a pew. I took a moment just to appreciate everything that was around me. Then, unexpectedly, an overwhelming feeling came over me. Tears started flowing down my eyes, and I didn't understand why. All I could think of at that very moment was my family. Flashing back to all the moments and sacrifices my parents made for my brothers and I to make sure there was always food on the table and a roof over our head. I thought about my friends back home, wishing that there was some way they could share this completely blissful and vulnerable moment with me. Wishing there was some way I could tell each and every one of them how important they've been in my life. Once the emotion settled, I wiped the tears from my face and sat back into the pew. That moment made me realize how fortunate I am to have the love and support of my family and friends. How every opportunity I've had has been created by the choices that I made, and how truly blessed I am to live the life that I live. At that very moment, God came down and brought perspective back in my life. Not only did I grow spiritually as an individual, but my fellow classmates and I were able to expand our knowledge in the market of global business. Our Redlands education has been first class, not only in comparison to other business schools, but educating us beyond the limits of a classroom. This story would have never happened without the University of Redlands. To every one of my fellow graduates, I encourage all of you to participate in the study abroad program, even as a Redlands alumni. We've all been empowered to make a choice with our lives. As college students, we all made a choice to make our lives better for the future. A choice to attend the University of Redlands. A choice to finish what we started. Those choices have brought us to today, being a part of the graduating class of 2014. As a graduate of the University of Redlands, this degree you have earned not only represents the homework, tests, and papers you've completed here with the university, but is a symbol of the development and growth as an individual. Use the knowledge and experience you gained here at the university as a stepping stone for the future. Any obstacles along the way are part of what makes the end result that much more satisfying. We've learned, adapted, and integrated all that information to bring us here today, the celebration of our accomplishments. In the famous words of Drake, we started from the bottom, now we're here. Woo! To the University of Redlands class of 2014, just remember when we throw our caps into the air, we may end this chapter, but we begin anew. Remember where we came from. Always value the experience that made us who we are today, and embrace the loved ones who have always supported you from the very beginning. To the class of 2014, congratulations.